Hey guys, so this video is about creating histograms. A histogram is a graph like this. It's not a bar graph, it's different than a bar graph, where each of these bars represents how many values are within a range of numbers. So there's a few key points I'll go over in a second. So the steps for creating a histogram is you first have to decide on the bin width, and I'll explain this a little bit more later. And then the second step is to tally the number of values in each bin. After that, then you can set up your axes, and the x-axis is the bin ranges, and the y is the frequency or proportion. And then the fourth part is to label and title your histogram. Alright, so notice first of all that there's no space in between. Each one is coupled right up to the next. What this really means is that this has one value. So I don't know how many kids took a test. Actually, we'll be able to tell in a second. But one of them got between a 0 and a 10. This says that two of them got between a 10 and a 20. Actually, that's incorrect. This really means it's between 0 and 9. Unless they say otherwise, you always include the left number. The number goes on the left of the bar. So this is really 10 to 19. This is 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49. So then, this says that there were 3 kids that got between a 20 and 29. We're not sure what the score was, but it was 20, 21, 22, any number between 20 and 29 inclusive. There's, looks like 5 people that got a 30, between 30 and 39, and then 2 people that got between a 40 and a 49. So that means there were 1, 3, 6, 11, 13 people taking this test. Alright, so by default, the number is included on the left of the bin. Now when we say bins, bin is this range we're talking about here. So that's one bin. So our bins here are every 10. So 0 to 10, 10 to 19. Those are the bins, and they have to be equal. So there's 10 numbers in each of these. So let's do that with our example here. Now you get to decide on the bin widths. Alright, you get to make up what you want them to be. I'm going to make them go by tens. Alright, because for this example it makes sense to go by tens, since there's that would mark off each different grade level, like A, B, C, or D of a score. These are actually my final exam grades from 2013. So I'm going to go with, what's the lowest here, 50. So we have 50 to 59, 60 to 69, and so forth. Alright, well we know nobody could get a 109 on a test, but I want to include that so I have all the possible scores. And now I'm just going to go through and check them off. So I got a 59 and a 58 and a 54. So there's 3 that got in this bin. And then the 60s, there's 2 of those. You can pause the video and do it yourself, or just I'm going to fill it in and then restart the video. Alright, so now that we've tallied up how many of students scored within each range, the X is going to be our bin values, and then the Y is going to be our tallies. That's how many kids scored within each range. So let's go ahead and create our frequency, or our histogram. So I have to put this over here. Now notice they're all the same size. Histograms, by definition, have to have the same width for each bin. Alright, there's no super like wide fat ones or something like that. And remember, they all have to touch. So we're going to do that here. I'm going to make mine count for 4. Also, you typically don't start at the very left, so it doesn't seem like you started at 0. So I'm going to start in a little bit, I'm going to make each of my bins 4. So 4 boxes. So then that's just going to be 60, and remember 60 goes with this bin here. So this will be from 60 to 69 in this bin. But typically you don't need to write that. 70, 80, 90, and 100. Alright, so now on the left, this is going to be how many people scored each of those. So I'm going to go up by 2 boxes just because I have the room to do it here, and it will look better. So that's 1, 2, all the way up to 6. So we should also label this too. So this is going to be number of students, and this is going to be their final exam test scores, final exam score. And now we just create the bin. So there were 3 kids that got between a 50 and 60. So this level indicates that. Oh, sorry, it's hard to draw straight lines on here. And then there were 2 for 60 to 69. And then 4 for this range. 80 to 90 was 6. Oops, went over too far. And then from 90 to 99 would be another 4 kids. So there it is. That's our histogram. And you'll notice you can't tell what the mean, what the median is in this, but you can tell what the mode is. So clearly the mode was the most students got between an 80 and a 90. All right. Now your U-try is this. You're supposed to look at all the high scores, all right, and then repeat the process making your own histogram.